Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, my name is Asose Obo. I am a current third-year medical student at Michigan State University College of Human Medicine. But I think the most important thing for y'all to know, if you haven't seen any of my intro videos, is that I'm not just a med student. I am a human being, okay? So, I do a ton of other things. I'm a photographer. I love to travel. I love food. I love to figure the heck out of my hair. Like, I do a lot of things. And so with this channel, you're going to see a whole lot of me. It's not just going to be just medicine. It's going to be, oh, the discount sale I saw, and now I got a fit for work, which is medicine. But again, it's not just all medicine. I'm going to show you what I do on my off time and how I balance my life, and I think that is something that's very important no matter where you are in life, whether you're pre-med currently or you're in med school or you got a family member that is, because I think a lot of people want to know what is it that we do, what is it that makes this journey so hard, and how can we support those that we love that are going on this journey. So if that's you, if that's not you, if you just like the sound of my voice, or if you're just a friend and you're just supporting your girl because I appreciate it, welcome. So today we are talking about all things MCAT, the dreaded test that no one likes to talk about. For those of you that don't know, or your first year in college, you really don't have to worry about this just yet. The MCAT is the medical school, I guess like entrance examination, right? So it's a test that you have to take in order to apply to any of the U.S. medical schools. So it's made out to be this really big deal, and it is. I mean, it can make or break your confidence when you are choosing to apply to med school, whenever you choose to do so. And I can just direct you to watch some of my intro videos. I think they do I think I did a pretty good job of sharing my story. I know I didn't go into too much detail because I'm working into deciding what I feel is okay to be vulnerable about on this space. But I'm totally fine with sharing MCAT stuff because that is so far past me, okay? So about the MCAT, I want to share just my general experience and then study tips, like the main things that I thought dang, I wish I could have done this better to get a higher score. And also share what I did do. I used some of these tools and got a higher score that made me comfortable enough to apply in the first place, okay? So I took the MCAT 3 times, 4 times total. 3 times when I wasn't ready. I'm the daughter of immigrants. My parents are from Nigeria. I think it doesn't necessarily matter where your parents are from. Sometimes they can be the source of a lot of stress. Parents, if you're watching, don't stress your kid out about this. The door will open when the door opens. Time is irrelevant as long as they're pursuing something that is near and dear to their heart, that brings them joy. Chill out, okay? My parents learned that over some time as I learned to speak my mind and to follow what was best for me. And so the first 3 times I was not ready. First time I took it was 3rd year of college. I was just starting all of my upper div classes. I had no advising. I used exam crackers. So basically I'd be out on campus from 8 to 10 p.m. There was no time for me to study and sort out my upper division classes, let alone talk about studying for this MCAT, okay? So by the time it was getting near to take it, I was like, okay, I need to push it back because I haven't had time to study. I've just been being able to attend class, kind of do the homework, but I don't feel prepared, period. But my parents at the time weren't comfortable with me pushing it back. A lot of parents, I think, can have this fear or a fear that you might drop your dreams or whatever it is, or whatever is good for you. And so my parents were afraid of that, and they made me take it anyways. And at the time, I didn't really have the voice to say, heck no. So I took it, bad score, probably a 23. It was the old MCAT. You probably don't even know what that means. Just know it was below 500s, greatly below. To me, I didn't know anything about whether taking the MCAT more than once would be a bad or good thing. I currently don't think it is. I think for some schools, they'll be like, oh, if you take it more than 3 times, you can't apply. I think that's BS, but to each their own. So, second time I took it, I had actually studied. At that time, I was graduated from college. I was in grad school program my first semester. I did nothing. I didn't socialize very much. I wasn't shooting in terms of photography. So that was something that I loved and that helped to keep me sane. And I wasn't doing that. I was just focusing on killing this exam because I was like, I'm not doing this again. Lord Jesus, okay? Prepared for it. Was getting scores within the range that I wanted to. I just wanted a 30. High 20s I was going to be fine with, but anything above that, and I was scoring in those ranges, right? Went in to take the test, computer glitches, like 7 times. I remember the computer cut off. I had to go be escorted out of the testing center for them to go and reboot my computer just for me to have time shaved off of my verbal section. Can you imagine what that feels like? And I think for me, because I knew how much time I spent, I was like, man, that's not going to phase my score. Don't be stupid. Cancel the test and retake it again. Okay. That messed my score up completely. I got lower than I had gotten on a practice exam. Like, I had been doing everything that would have increased my score. I think my score from the last time to this time, it was like 10 points up or more, right? And it dropped right back down. And I was like, what the heck? And so after that, I was just defeated. I was like, I just gave it my all. Mind you, I wasn't ready to apply for med school at all. My science GPA was still, to me, in the trash. Not to me. It was in the trash and didn't actually showcase my abilities in terms of my aptitude for sciences. And so I wasn't planning on applying anyways, except my parents were planning on applying, which they ended up applying through me, which was unsuccessful. So I took that. That was January. By the time I finally was like, okay, fine, I'll apply, but y'all paying for everything because I know I'm not going to get in. I shouldn't get in. I have nothing that shows that I'm capable right now, you know? They ended up saying, just take it again and then and submit your application and take it again. Such a stressful time. I literally took it probably without studying and I got basically the same score, maybe 1 point higher. Don't do that. Stand your ground. Do it. Take the test when you're ready. And so I think after that, I took like a year of not thinking about it. Like I did my applications, I did the secondaries just for the sake of doing them. I wasn't losing any money doing it. Definitely, I had found peace of mind doing it, even though it wasn't right for me. So when I finally took the test again, I had finished my grad school program. I finished a 1-year post-bac where I took upper division science classes that I actually cared about and that were nothing related to plants and animals and insects like my biology major. During undergrad. And so I was taking anatomy, physiology, immunology, just like great things that were just making me so excited to be pursuing medicine in the first place. And since I already paid money for 2 different courses back then, I was like, you know what? I don't think I need the courses. I know what was working for me. And I know that it's tried and true. This test isn't necessarily about content, but it is about understanding how to take the test. So now for the tips. I ended up taking the new test and I technically only studied for 2 weeks. I would not advise that, but I had a lot of anxiety built up after doing this 3 times, especially after that glitch situation. And I just had a lot of anxiety over it. And so I submitted my med school application around like July 12th. And then I think I had like about a month or so because I signed up to take the August 19th test. Look at me remembering the dates. This is like 3 years or more ago. And so I knew that the content was in my brain somewhere. And I just, honestly, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. And I prayed and I was like, God, I'm trying to study, but I keep like freaking out and like crying. And I just know that you know the desires of my heart and you know what I'm capable of. Just let me get above a 500 because my GPA at that point was lit. Grad school was lit. Like, CV lit, because it wasn't that I wasn't doing things that were showing my passions, right? So I prayed over it, took it, I got a 501. Now, what I'm about to tell you is about to help you get more than that, okay? I've advised too many students at this point, and I know what it takes to get the score you need. I didn't get the score, but this was 2 weeks of only doing this, and I had never scored that high taking it, okay? That was about That's about an 8-point jump from what I had scored on the old one. So what my tips are is, one, I suggest to everyone, whether you save the money or whatever, to take a course. The best ones that I have, whether I use their books, I know when I took it the last time, I used the problems I did were all out of Princeton Review, but I had done Kaplan problems as well. Those are still good, probably a little bit more difficult than the actual test, but very good. So Kaplan, Princeton Review, I would say take a course that allows you to work through all of the content. Because if you have someone that can teach you, depending on what kind of learner you are, you're able to, one, go through all the content so you know you've had a good pass of the content. Those courses are normally like, 10 weeks long? So I would say, first, you want to carve out a chunk of time. To me, safe, 4 months. First 2 months, course only. You do the homework. You do all the passages and stuff that they tell you. The next 2 months, crucial. Only problems. Only problems. Because the only way that you are going to learn how to take this test is by taking this test again and again. And I think a solid 8 to 10 weeks of only doing problems and reviewing by doing problems is the best way for you to do that. So first 8 to 10 weeks or whatever, you're taking a course that allows you to work through the content so that you are confident with the content. So your focus shouldn't necessarily be doing all the problems. It should be, one, making sure you understand. So whether that's reading, maybe that's watching extra YouTube videos on those topics that you're going over for that week, drawing it out on a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard here because I was literally going to write down step by step what I think you should do. But I don't think I'm gonna have to do that because I think it's actually very simple. So knowing and being honest with yourself about where your weak areas are. So whether you guys are going through biology and then you start chemistry and you're like, oh man, chemistry's hard, I'm just gonna go back and review more biology. Nope, do not shy away from anything that is difficult. Use YouTube. YouTube is such a free resource, but also seek out help. So whether there's someone else in your class that is stronger in those areas, get them to help you and teach you different ways to learn the content, and just do as many passes as you can for the content during those first 2 months. The following 2 months is all about problems. The way that I would go about it is by making a schedule and dedicating each day to a topic, okay? I would always say to start out every day with verbal, because verbal gets better the more passages that you do. So maybe you start out every morning, you do 2 verbal passages and you go through them. Doesn't sound difficult, right? Right. So every morning, you say you do maybe 2 to 4, or maybe just do 1 hour of verbal. So maybe that's 6 passages. I don't know anymore how long each section of the test is. I can look it up, and you can leave questions for me in the comments, and I will look it up and help you create a strategy to succeed, because I want you to succeed. I want to be the plug. I say this now in all the videos that are coming up after this point. I want to help you get here. So verbal passages, at least 1 hour every morning. After that, I would say pick a topic. Maybe you're going to do biology and just do passages only. So you set an hour, you do an hour worth of passages, right? Or you do whatever the length of a section is of the bio section or the chem section, quant, or I don't remember how they break it up anymore. Do a bio section and then go through it right and wrong and know why the wrong answers are wrong and why the right answers are right, and then do another section and then do another section. And that is all you do for that day. Every day you switch between bio and chem and psych. So I know there's psych too. Through bio, maybe you do two subjects a day, because I forget that they added more sections. Good Lord. So 2 topic sections a day, right? And the way that you review the content is literally by reviewing the problems. If there's something that you consistently get wrong as you do each topic section, then you write those things down, and at the end of the night, you review those things, okay? And then you do it again, and then you do it again. And so within that 8 to 10 weeks, I would say maybe every 10 to 14 days, do a full length, and then take a break that day. And then the next morning, so Saturday, Sunday, maybe Saturday you take your full length and then take the day off. Sunday you review the whole entire test from top to bottom and try to understand why things are wrong and why they are right. The more you do the problems, the more you read these questions, the better you are at being able to understand what the test is asking you, and you're able to get that answer. It might not always be that you get the answer by knowing what the content is. It might just be that you're just getting familiar with the way they're asking questions, and you're able to find the solution, okay? Because this test is not necessarily about the knowledge, it's more so about knowing how to take the test. That's all I got for you, okay? So 1, spend a solid amount of time learning the content, okay? First 2 months, you're just learning the content, using some questions to help to really drill in that content. 2, spend 8 to 10 weeks of doing only problems alone. This is where you will see the jump in your score. This is where you will see the jump in your score. This is applicable to MCAT. This is applicable to step 1. I already took step 1, but doing problems and reviewing the problems, that is when I saw my score jump that 20 points extra that I ended up getting on the test, like 110%. So this is something that you're gonna have to learn how to do. They can only write questions so many different ways, but if you get enough questions in front of you, it's gonna seem like just clockwork. It's gonna be more and more familiar to you, and that is what you want. This test can be crushed by anyone, and that includes you. So please, give yourself time to handle the content, and then give yourself a solid chunk of time to do those questions. If right now you are in the last 2 months away from this test, start doing questions. So maybe if you have to work full time, then you are giving yourself those 3 hours that you might be studying after work. 2 of those hours are doing problems. 1 hour, you start going through them, okay? And then maybe the last 20 minutes before bed, you just briefly review the topics of what you got wrong. And also wake up early and review the topics that you got wrong and do a verbal passage, okay? There is time. You have time. So just schedule yourself accordingly. Get a buddy or 2 that's also on this journey with you so that you can have people to review things with and have people to teach you as well, and handle it. You got this. I believe in you. Hopefully these tips help you. Like and subscribe. Comment about any other questions that you might have regarding the MCAT. Feel free to email me. I will email you right back about tips and stuff that I've just picked up along the way. And comment about what else you want to see. I'm doing this pre-med series, and so it's covering everything from pre-med classes to MCAT tips to what you should wear on your interview days, whatever, self-care during pre-med season, things to boost up your extracurriculars, whatever you want to see, comment it below. I got some ideas, but y'all could give me some. I'm here for you. The plug. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me tonight. Bye.